Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Join webinar. My name is Lucien Wynn, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Join. And today with me is Harry Symons, who most of you know, who is heads up our customer success and has been very much integral to the delivery of this product. So Harry will take over in a bit and do a full demo. I'll be aiding him with some questions. And please, at this point, I just want to say, if you've got anything you want to ask, chuck it on the question, and I'll do my best not to interrupt his flow too much, but try and keep the thing moving. So yeah, please contribute. I just really wanted to say, look, we've had a complete overhaul of our report packs. I mean, as usual, our customers have always been integral to this and have always helped and supported. And your feedback has really sort of shaped the way that we've delivered new report packs. We're going to go into that. We're going to show you deal with some of the issues, and we're going to go on and show you some of the key benefits that we've delivered. So more to come. And I'm going to hand over to Harry, who's going to, I think, do a quick poll. So over to you, Harry.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, welcome to new faces, some old, some that we know, some existing customers, a kind of really nice mix coming in. So we're just going to kick off with a bit of a poll just to gauge some interest actually about kind of a bit of a new theme that we've been seeing at Join around. So we are known for our consolidation, and that's the niche that we kind of follow. But actually, we're starting to see some new use cases around single entity reporting. So we're just going to kind of get an idea of where people are doing some of their single entity reporting at the moment, which will fit in quite nicely for the rest of the webinar. So I'm going to launch that poll now. And just while we're waiting for people to join for the last we'll probably go until about 2 minutes past the hour, because we've still got people coming in thick and fast, actually. So we want to make sure that we kind of give everyone as much chance to join as possible. We're kind of sitting 13% of you have answered the poll thus far. Let's hope we can get up to that kind of 90% mark. And also just kind of a bit of housekeeping. As we go through the session, please kind of fire in your questions. Lucien's going to be prompting me with some questions, but I'm sure you'll all agree questions from kind of users, people on the session will be much more valuable. So please kind of send them in thick and fast. That would be really appreciated. So we're up at 47% of the people have answered the poll. There's a couple of people maybe I won't name and shame today, but no, there's always the risk if you haven't answered yet. So we'll leave it a couple more seconds, and then we'll analyze the poll, and then we'll get into the kind of reason why we're all here to look at the new reporting as well. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll, and I'll hand back to Lucien to analyze. Okay. Okay, so we asked, so Lucien, are you able to open up the results on screen?
No, if you can do that, that'd be good. I can't actually see it. So
nice. Okay, that's fine. So we left it as kind of quite an open-ended question, just to get an idea of where people are doing some of their single entity reporting at the moment. Lots of people saying in Xero, a nice amount saying Join, which is really good to see. We're talking here Michelle, Ryan, Helen. That's amazing to see. And then we're just going through the event. Some of our competitors being named as well. Sift, of course, great product we're very aware of. And then lots of Xero, actually. So that was just around single entity reporting, but hopefully we're going to be showing you our new reporting suite today, and we might be able to change a few minds on that one as well. So let's crack on, Luce.
yeah, okay, brilliant. So we're going to just tackle in a second some of the key issues that we have overcome in the new report packs. And at the end of this session, we're also going to give you a bit of a flavor of what's coming up next in terms of some of the new things that are on the roadmap. Just wanted to quickly say, the feedback already has been immense. We've had some brilliant beta users who've really started to shape some of the new features and functions that are going to come out again on top of this. So, and I just wanted to really give you a stat. I was just having a look before today's session about how many reports we have delivered over the life of Join, and it's an amazing 8 million plus reports have been delivered. So it really shows that when people are using the product, they really do drive out those reports and therefore the report packs. But anyway, enough the stats. So issue number one that we've really started to look at, Harry, if you want to fire up your the demo. Lots of people were looking at how Joiin sort of stored report dates, stored the way that the companies were held together, and an issue that people found that it didn't hold in a particular. And Harry will talk about what we've done, but what we've now done is made that persistent, and which also means that you can store those dates, store the companies, and actually have them in a fixed format. And just as importantly, you can now schedule those. So because they're fixed, for example, you could run those weekly or you could run those monthly for your management or client reporting. So Harry, do you want to give us a flavor of what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'll go through and I'll kind of start using and introducing some of these new features. And I'll talk through some of the reasoning of why things were the way they are and why they are now the way they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take kind of a basic P&L, and I'm going to show you how we can lock in those filters, lock in our parameters, our currencies, our elimination settings, all of that. So we've got a P&L here in front of us, and we've introduced layouts, which is kind of basically replacing for existing users custom reports, which will allow you to edit the horizontals of your report. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of create a report from scratch. So I'm going to choose one of these P&Ls, and I can go in and begin building this one as a template that I'll then be able to lock in all the parameters with. So I'm going to create a summary P&L just because it's kind of nice and easy for me to demonstrate more than anything. So I'm going to give us kind of a P&L view, again, at the consolidated level, but I'm just going to have kind of the summary line items of my major groups in my report. So I'm going to save that one. And I've now got that saved as a template. What I can do now is I can go and lock in some of my different kind of reporting parameters. So I'm going to keep my two companies here. I could change my reporting currency if I wanted to. I could break this down however I wanted. So I'm going to go and look at the current month and back at a couple of months previously. I could change my elimination settings as well if I wanted to, so I could hide those intercompany accounts. And now I'm happy with this report. This is what I wanted. What I can do is I can go and lock it in and add it to a report pack. And we're going to kind of going through this session, begin building a report pack, demonstrate some of these new features. So I'm going to call this report pack for the webinar, and hope that I make as few spelling mistakes as possible as we go, which I seem to have done all right on. And we'll go next on this one. And we're going to add these dynamic dates as well. So this is something we've brought to life a little bit more in Joiin. Basically, we're in July at the moment. When August comes along, that month or the latest month will automatically be included in the new report. So I've now saved this one. This report's now locked in here. And we've got our P&L report, again, all interactive and all saved, but I can go in and kind of start beginning to make some customizations here as well.
Good stuff, Harry. Good. So second big issue we've tackled is the layouts and the flexibility around what you can do within the report pack layout. So that includes adding charts, configuring charts, and other ways of positioning those charts and also the data around them. So do you want to give a couple of examples of what that might look like in a real life example, Harry?
Yeah, absolutely, Liz. So that was one of the things that we toiled with previously. And if those of you know Tomek, one of our kind of lead developers and founders, we kind of rutted against each other a few times around the lack of flexibility that you have within PDF reporting on a web browser. Basically, we've kind of got around that, and we've added this new kind of column view, which gives you much more flexibility. So we've got our P&L, but I want to begin kind of attaching really good looking charts to this one. So I can begin adding in some data. So I'm just going to add, I don't know, I'll add my revenue amount for this report. So I've added in like a new section here. I can add in a chart. I could choose one of I don't know, so I could say I want to see my revenue versus budget, and I can select that one. That will pull one of our pre-built KPIs onto the report. It'll take kind of a couple of seconds to load. And then I'm going to take that report and I'm actually going to customize it to be a bit more in line with what I'm wanting to demonstrate here. So not withholding my slow southwest of the UK internet. We've got my KPI, my chart here, but actually I'm not happy with that one. I want to see a line chart here. So I can go and edit this one. I could change the parameters if I wanted to, but I'm just going to choose to include a line chart, again, plotting that revenue figure against budget from above. And already, for those of you that have been using Joiin previously, you'll begin to see the reports look a lot better, a lot cleaner, the charting, the layout, and the flexibility comes into play here. So I could, just for argument's sake, again, I've added this one KPI, but I could begin adding lots more. So I could add 3 charts side by side. And what I can do now, and I'm going to actually tease something. I'm not sure if the developers would be too happy with me doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. We've brought in non-financial data to Joiin as well. This is being released in the coming weeks. And I can add a chart on here, and I'm going to pull some non-financial data in. So if I go over to my kind of custom KPIs.
So, Harry, just make sure everybody's aware you can build out custom as well as just pre-built KPIs.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one that I've kind of created previously using some customized data. So I'm taking my sales data and my headcount data, and I've created this custom KPI. So I can, I'm just going to include this one company, and I'm going to go into my KPI source. This is my KPI library that I've created, as well as the KPIs that we provide off the shelf. And I can go in here and I can select that KPI that I really want to see. I can plot on a line chart again. It's my kind of preference, I guess. I can include a few more data points on here, and I can save that one. And I've now got a line chart that's going to be displaying, when it loads up, my revenue plotted against my my headcount, which is a really nice figure that we've introduced in kind of like sneak peek for today.
Yeah, excellent, Harry. Very, very good. And so we picked up on layouts. We've talked about the persistent reporting in terms of the dates and the companies. Another key area was commentary and text and analysis. Let's give a flavor of how that's positioned within the new packs.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that was one of the things that we would often get requests about, particularly when it comes to kind of like that statutory reporting, adding notes to accounts, and just giving a bit more flexibility there. It was something we weren't really able to offer. We've introduced that now with this new reporting. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add some kind of new text field that I want to analyze the above report. So I can go over here. We've already done the reports and the charts here, but what we can do is we can add this text, and I can go and customize this now. So you've got the option. You can like manually yourself, you can key in data, and it's all kind of rich text fields, which I'll show you in a minute. But what I can also do is I can start kind of using Join's AI capabilities to analyze some of this data for me. So I can now do this one, and I can get kind of a summary performance, and Joiin will now kind of in the background start managing that one for me.
And just we've had a lot of questions around what happens when I invoke the AI or I press the AI button. And I think it's really important to say that we put everything through AWS, and we use a product called AWS Bedrock, which is fully SOC 2, ISO 27001 compliant, GDPR compliant. Your data never leaves the Joiin environment. So there's no sharing of data. There's no data training. It's completely contained within our environment. So just to sort of cover that off, as we've had a few questions around that. So
Yeah,
back over to you, Harry.
thanks. And I'm just demonstrating some of this kind of rich text field as well. We've got some kind of negative P&L results on the screen in front of us. I was hoping to show you nice green numbers on my demo data there, but just giving you a bit of an idea of that rich text field. And again, all of this text here is AI generated, and you can kind of query the database as you see fit as well. So I've just been kind of going through building up, trying to build a bit of a narrative really of how easy it is to create these reports. What I'm going to do is I'll hop in now and I'll show you kind of a more mature report that I've created previously, just to give you a flavour of what that can look like when you put more than kind of what 5-10 minutes into that one. So as with before, you've got kind of your brand colors, your brand logos, the ability to add contents page, cover pages. But we've just kind of taken that to another level and made it look a lot better and more flexible as well. So I'm gonna scroll through, just showing you a kind of a new look of some of the designs, with some nice kind of like a KPI dashboard here within the report.
And I've got a question from Jeremy, Harry, just to whilst you're talking about KPIs.
Yeah, please.
How do you provide the custom KPI data? Is it from a spreadsheet?
Perfect. Okay. So Jeremy, basically, um, first off, I'll kind of cover all bases. We've got an extensive KPI library as it is, but within our new layouts feature, which is available up here in settings, and then layouts, you can go in there and you can create your own KPIs. It's really simple to do. I can't see if you're an existing Join user, but it basically replaces our old custom reports. So you've got complete flexibility there to create your own KPIs. And then you've got them to just pull into reports as and when you see fit, kind of creating your own library. So we're just kind of scrolling through, just again, giving you a bit of a view of some of these reports. Again, like I say, they're now all interactive as well. So we can we can kind of click on these figures, open up the kind of underlying results, and we can actually drill down into these figures directly from the reports as well, which is a new feature with the new reporting. And just giving you a view of some of our accounts receivable and accounts payable reports. Again, remembering this is all at the consolidated level or the single entity level as well. And just to finish, one of the other things as well that we've been really keen to bring to Join, because we know it's important, and indeed we use it ourselves, is we want that ability to download the reports to PDF, and share them with the team, colleagues, stakeholders, investors, whatever you want, as and when, for them to look great. But also, if you want to share a live link to this report, you can do so. Just giving that flexibility about how you actually use the data within Join,
So
rather than just using it in the app.
yeah, so do you want to just explain the different? I've got a question here from Dave, which is saying, how do I share live data or live reporting? Do you want to give a flavor of? I mean, you've mentioned PDF, so maybe you could. I know we're just come out of this and show how you might where the buttons are to schedule, where the buttons are to share, and also the potential around live links, so allowing customers to come in and see a live version of the report pack.
Yeah, absolutely. So download PDF, Excel, as you'd expect across the board. But then you go into this kind of report pack section and you can begin sharing these ones. So you can share kind of like a schedule an email or send now, or the URLs also include all the data as well. So you can share those ones as and when to whoever has access, basically.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also, actually, another thing to kind of bear in mind of, if you are an accountant as well, or you manage multiple clients, and that's the kind of makeup of your services, you can share these across, like the kind of the templates across different clients, which is a really powerful new aspect of Join as well.
yeah. Just coming back, I've got a couple more questions on the KPIs. It seems to be quite a popular one. And just about the data sources. I don't think you answered it properly. So at the moment, just to qualify, the non-financial data is coming from an Excel CSV upload. It's not currently API driven yet. That's correct?
Yes, sorry, Jeremy. I misunderstood your question. Yeah, completely my bad. Yeah, so it's a key in function or an upload function. As of yet, we're not going to be kind of plugging into your CRM or your service management data, but you can download and upload. As with everything within Join, we release kind of like the minimal viable product version and say, here you are. What do you think? What more do we need to do? And then we build on it. That's our kind of
Yeah.
MO, really.
Yeah, so we're going to, so currently it's CSV from Excel or a CSV from Google Sheets, and then it will be as we build out, we've got an API which currently goes out externally, but we will then bring an API internally as well, and that's when people will be able to configure and build their own incoming API to build out those non-financial reports. Yeah. Okay, just a couple of quickies because I think they're coming thick and fast here. So I just want to try and keep on top of this. Um, are you able to run weekly reports? Not currently.
Yeah, not currently. So that one came in from Dermot. Dermot, as of this very moment in time, no, we can't. It's something that we are looking into, the feasibility of getting that data on the API. There's watch this space, there's potential. We'll kind of keep updating as and when, but it's something that will be coming to Join. We don't have an exact timeline because it's a complete overhaul of the way the report structuring works. So watch this space, Dermot.
Yeah, excellent. Alan's asked a question which I think you were going to come on to, but I'll ask it anyway from now, which is when are we switching over? Which has been we've got a lot of people we've moved into beta. Do you want to just have a talk through the plans for switching everybody over into the live new product packs?
Yeah, God, you've put me on the spot here, Lucien. First off, if anybody wants access to the new reports, existing users, new users, whatever, we're more than happy to do that. If you want to drop us an email at support@join.co and just say I'd like to use the new reports, we're happy to turn that one on for you. And that was Alan that asked that question. New reporting, Lucien, it's in the next week or two, isn't it, I believe?
Yeah, I think the plan is to start releasing in batches. So we've had the reports out in beta for the last few weeks. As I said earlier, lots of great feedback, but we're now going to start releasing in batches. So we are just building that out, and we will be, over the coming few weeks, everybody will be live. So that's the plan. Reason for batches, just because there is a slight change the way that certain things work, especially around layouts. We just want to make sure we don't over overall our support team with people with queries, because we want it to be as smooth as possible. But yeah, the plan is the next few weeks everybody will be live.
Cool. Okay. So we've
Okay,
got
there's a
so
few more. Do you mind if I carry on, or do you want to go back into a few other things you want to talk about?
there's a couple here that I can kind of kill a couple of birds with one stone, actually. So I'll do that quickly. So we've got coming in from Bojan, David, an anonymous one, and Julie as well. They're all fairly similar questions around budgeting. So yes, basically on any report within Join, you can pull in your actuals against budget data as well. So we've got an example of this here, but that's also available on your custom reports, your off-the-shelf reports as well. So hopefully it kind of covered off all those questions there. Bojan's was the one I picked up on first, so I'll say kind of thanks, Bojan.
Good stuff. And in terms of, are there any, and sorry, Harry, I'm just catching, there are quite a few questions coming through. Are there any kind of cash flow reports available to add to these reports?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's coming in from someone anonymously. Yeah, basically, again, it works in the same way as because I showed you a P&L as we went through, but it will work in the same way. You've got your cash flow report, your standard indirect cash flow within Join that you can go and customize, do whatever you want to it, apply your multi-currency, your eliminations, whatever, add your budgets, your forecasts, and then you could put it into one of those report packs as well. It works very much in the same. And as a part of this kind of onboarding, we're going to be launching lots more video guides and kind of helpful articles to assist with that kind of changeover for existing customers.
Yeah, good. One last one from me on that cash flow. Emma's asked, can it do projections? And I think we've got a roadmap idea of bringing out more forecasting, but we can do simple projections for the time being, can't we? I wouldn't say it's a automated, event-driven forecasting engine. That's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. We have put, again, I'm not sure if I'm letting the cat out of the bag too early here, but we've started doing it, the initial work into a forecasting module. Obviously, again, that's almost like a whole another app, but it's something that's being thought about, if we speak euphemistically.
Yep. Okay. Nice, very simple answer there. AI text, interesting one from Oksana, which was just, will the AI text block change according to new data? I don't know the answer to that one. We might
No,
get back to you on that one. So that's
I
a great question, but I genuinely read that and thought, oh, I don't actually know what the answer to is. That we will come back to you on that one. I would love to say yes, but I don't know. How about you, Harry?
I think it does because I'm trying to think about when I've ran these reports before. The whole report pack refreshes when you reopen it. So I believe it will. Um, if it doesn't, it'll be one that we'll have to add, won't it? Because of course, then the report won't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to keep going because I've got so many questions to go through. So if you don't mind,
Yeah.
Harry, I'm going to keep you in the firing line. Michael's asked, shareable web reporting. Currently sends out PDFs, but a web file would be better for clients. So that sort of live share approach, which we can do, can't we, through publishing of the URL? But we're going to improve that with a live share button coming up, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So just show what you just do if you highlight the URL so they so
Yeah. Sorry, Lisa, I didn't mean to
no, no,
cut.
you go.
No,
You go. Sorry.
okay. Okay, so that was for Michael, wasn't it? Michael, yeah, basically you grant access to your client, allow them data if you want, and you can share this URL with them and they can access this report. Um, just like that, basically, or you can send it via an email to be sent to them, and they'll be able to have the same view as you. You can lock it in and change what permissions they have, but you'll be able to share this live link with them.
Yeah, absolutely. More to come on that as well. We are improving that as we move forward. A big roadmap item in terms of the way that live reporting is improved. I'm really going to rattle through a couple more because we're running out of time. Is there a break-even report in the new pack?
Okay, I know who this question's come from. This is from Charmaine, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah, okay. Charmaine, yes, yes. I believe my support team are actually in the process of getting some answers for you on this one. I saw Charmaine came in on a live chat this morning and we saw this question. So yeah, Charmaine, that one's coming. Our team are kind of drafting a response for you.
Brilliant. Um, Another roadmap item, I believe. Can you guys allow us to add pictures to the report backs? This is from Courage. It'll be a game changer if we can attach pictures such as supplier statements to match the reconciliations and other BS items. So attaching pictures to the report packs.
Yeah, not available at this moment in time, Courage. But very much something that's been requested. And I'm sure it will be the case, and we kind of encourage people to do this. Start using these in anger and say what we're missing, because the likelihood is that if you think it's missing, someone else will. And we tend to kind of work on if something's really popular, we look to implement it. So yeah, please, as soon as you get your hands on this, give us some feedback.
Yeah, I've got a couple more and then we'll wrap up. A couple of four more items to go. How do you access standard template reports from the KPI library?
Uh,
Have we touched that one already?
Yeah, sorry, let me just see. I was actually laughing at Ryan's question, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay, would the report layout replace custom? Okay, so accessing the custom report library and the KPI library. If we go into the reports, it can be access from in here. We can click on this drop down and we can begin creating our own reports. We've got so we could go and then create and build from here and begin using the formula and grouping tools within here to create our KPIs. They're then saved when you go to reference them later on. But we've also got the built-in combined report library, here, which you can click on, and it's got these ones shown, but also if you go into the edit, there's more hidden underneath here. So I'm thinking cash burn, that non-financial data, but lots more information and instructions coming on that one.
Okay. And then would the layout reports replace custom reports? The answer is yes, I believe. And what will happen to our standard save custom reports?
They switch right. Okay, so I saw this question. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is from Karina, isn't it? So Karina,
Correct.
basically, they're gonna they the new layouts have everything that custom reports ever had. So all of your custom reports will switch across. You're not going to lose any data. Everything's going to work in the same way as far as that editing of those reports work. We've just added some new things in, which has meant we've had to slightly rename and reposition a few things as well.
Yep. A couple more and then we're done. I think we're wrapping up. So we're on half an hour. So hopefully everybody doesn't mind if we just go over by a few minutes. Anonymous one here is download multiple geocodes, detailed listings in one go. So I'm assuming that might be to do with transactional stuff, Harry.
Yeah. Okay. So this is okay. This is another anonymous one. Probably our flavor of the week at the moment. No, you can't at the moment. So what this person's after is and I can demonstrate it on screen probably easier actually. So they could go, I'm going to look at my revenue here, and what they might want is all of the transactions relating to this account, 200 sales and 201 online sales in one place. At the moment, we can click on this one figure and we'll have all of the journals shown here, but we can't include the other accounts journals in there. That's one we're looking at. We're going to be creating a standalone journals page that will work in the same way as our search page, where you'll have filters which will allow you to include multiple GL accounts, multiple companies, however you want to slice that data.
Cool. Right, I'm two more questions and then I'm going to wrap up. So are you going to add statement of changes in equity? That's from Oksana.
Yes, very close to being able to do that already, using some of the native functionality, but being a bit clever with it. And actually, Oksana, you've really done us a favor there, and it links to a couple of the other questions as well. That I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, Luce, if that's okay with you, around templating and new reporting, and this links quite nicely here. So we've got Oksana's question around statement and changes in equity. We've got Lana's question around layouts and reports targeted at nonprofits. We're going to be looking to introduce reporting templates as well, with that new report. So if there's a particular set of templates or particular set of reports that you'd love in Joiin, we'd love you to tell us about them. We're building up an idea of what we need to create. But Lana, if you had some particular ideas for nonprofits, we'd love to hear them. That'd be really interesting. Whether
Yeah.
that be something you've got in Excel at the moment, for instance.
Yeah. So the idea is, as you just said, Harry, to allow that pre-built report packs in a template that you can just reuse. And I'm just going to have one last little plug before we wrap up, which is our AI report builder. Where all of this is our view is not just to make these wonderful looking, easy to consume reports, but also we're going to make them as quick and as efficient to deliver on. And we're going to be starting to use some form of AI report builder, which goes a little bit further than the templates. But that's watch this space. That's on the roadmap. And finally, Alan said one. Harry, do you want to pick this last one up?
Yeah, Alan, so this was around FX adjustments and eliminations and kind of FX differences between two eliminated accounts. We've recently made some quite big strides in that area, and added an adjustment feature. So I might chat to you offline and make sure that you're aware of this new feature as well, within our elimination kind of area.
Yeah, brilliant. And just Jeremy's asked last front, where do we send feature requests? Please just send them to support@join.co. Headline it feature request. We look at every single request. We use Jira, which is an Atlassian product. everything is constantly reviewed and monitored. The more feedback, the better, the more requests, the better. So please, after this call, as you're going through the product or going through your and thinking of things, please reach out and let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. And Jeremy, so if you want to access our support site as well and create kind of a support ticket or email, whatever, if you're inside the app, you've got this question mark icon up here, or you've got a chat icon that will appear at the bottom. And like I think it'd be fair to say our reputation is we're very receptive to feedback. So please do come in with it. We'd love that.
Okay, listen, thank you all. There's a huge amount of people that stayed all the way through the webinar. Harry's just done if you aren't actually trialing our product, please click on the QR code and you can try all of our features for free. And been brilliant having everybody on it. Hopefully, it's provided huge amounts of value. Thank you, Harry, yet again, tour de force and your demo and your on all those features and brilliantly on answering all the questions. Thank you, everybody else, and have a great day.
Nice one. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Take care.